Do you tend to worry about the future? Do you often feel anxious and don't know why? I'm Dr. Sharon Grossman, and I'm here today to coach you on the thoughts and feelings that lead to anxiety. But first, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell sign to get notified about my videos just as soon as they come out. So today we're going to talk about something called self-differentiation. And this is a two-step process. This is really important for you to start to tease apart the pattern that keeps you locked into anxiety. So there is a difference between our thoughts and our feelings, but often we confuse those two things. And one of the reasons that we do that is because of our language. We use language such as, I feel like you don't care about me. And when we say it like that, we think that that is a feeling. But in fact, it's a thought. And what we're really saying is, I think that you don't care about me, and I'm feeling anxious because of that thought, right? So first, you have to differentiate between those two things. Because if you just think it's a feeling, then you might feel stuck because it's really hard for us to change our feelings without having a thought attached to them. And what we know is that our thoughts lead to our feelings. So if you can identify the thought, you can change it. And when you change the thought, you can change the feeling. All right. So this is actually really, really empowering. If you have any sort of negative emotion, it is something that you can absolutely change. All right. So step 2 in this process is then to decide which one of those things you're going to let lead you. Now, there was once a story you might have heard called the story of two wolves. And it goes like this. There's a Native American grandfather sitting at the camp fireside with his grandson. And he tells him how, grandson, inside of me, there's this conflict. There's these two wolves. There's a good wolf and there's a bad wolf, and they're battling each other. And the grandson looks at his grandfather and says, Grandpa, which of the two wolves is going to win? And the grandfather says, it depends which one I feed. And this is an absolutely perfect story to think about when it comes to your mind, because when we feed the bad wolf, if you will, or the negative thought, we are going to experience more anxiety. So it's really a choice. So for example, if you feel your heart beating really fast, you might also conclude that there's something wrong or that something bad is happening, and that's going to make you feel anxious. Or you might think that if you lose your job, or you're thinking about what if I lose my job, and even though it hasn't really happened, you start to stress out about it as if it is happening, right? So there's all different reasons why we become anxious. Sometimes it's because we're focusing on the negative emotion. Sometimes we're focusing on the arousal that we feel in our body. And sometimes it's because we're worrying about things that we're afraid of. We don't want them to happen, but we're feeding our brain this information as if it's happening, and our brain can't distinguish the difference, all right? So as I said, there's a variety of reasons why you can feel anxious. And if you want to get a better grip on the subject and really understand how your mind works, which is really the first step towards change, then I want you to check out my Why You Feel Anxious cheat sheet. You can download it for free at coachingbySharon.com, and I'll also leave a link in the show notes below. So don't let your anxious mind create anxiety within you. Don't allow your bodily arousal to make you believe that you're in danger. Instead, understand how to break down the components of your anxiety cycle and get back in control. And if you found this tip helpful, please share it with one other person who can benefit, and I'll see you next time. Take care.